Hey guys, welcome back to the Paper Lion. It's Gypsy. Today is Friday. It's around between 10:30 and 11, I think, the last time I checked. But anyway, I've got a fun little tutorial for you guys today. Does anybody remember the quiet time crafting? Off the top of my head, I can't remember what episode it was that we made these cute little page tabs that you can put on like the edge of your pages, or I also made an alternate one that you can use as like a cluster. That was on one of our quiet time craftings. That's another reason for you guys to pay attention to the quiet time crafting, because you never know if it's just going to be busy work or if it's going to be an actual tutorial. We're up to episode 7 now. That's in our playlist. So if you haven't checked out any of those, please go and check those out. If you're new here, welcome. Please subscribe because I put new things out each week. Also, to my returning subscribers, thank you guys very much for being here. But with that being said, I'll link, if you haven't seen that quiet time crafting, I'll link the description to this one down, the link to the video down in the description for this one. But anyway, this is not what I wanted to talk to you about. What I wanted to talk to you about is, if you watched that episode, do you remember these scraps that we made from that tutorial? Obviously, these were cut out from strips of card stock, and I had used a 2.5 inch scalloped square. Of course, this can be done with just a regular square, possibly even a circle if you're brave. But anyway, I found a way to use these, and I am going to show you that on this video, this tutorial. Stay tuned to the end, because we will have like a little fun activity, kind of like a little quiz, or like a fun little test, or not really a test, but almost like a little fun game. That's the word I want to use. But anyway, so I'm gonna use one of these. While I was waiting on my quiet time crafting to upload, I went ahead and inked the interior of these little cutouts. It does really make a big difference when you do that, because what we're working with today, it will actually make it pop better. Also, I don't know if you guys have this, but most of you guys have like an old vintage yearbook. If you don't, you can always use other little images in this, cutouts from magazines or whatever, if you want to do it. But what I'm going to be doing today is using some of the high school photos. This one's from 1948. Normally I sell these, but this one didn't have a whole lot of, things in it, so I wanted to keep this one for myself. May end up turning that into a journal, that cover. But anyway, we're going to be using some images from that. Also, I went ahead and cut out some images from like a page like this. Let me show you guys. I had tucked a page down. Also, I lowered my camera, so let me know, guys, in the comments whether you like my camera being raised up to where it normally is, or lowered like this, because I feel like it's cutting out some of the, the action or whatever. I don't know. But if you guys like it being closer to where you can see better, let me know down in the comments, and I'll keep it at this length. But anyway, this is kind of what I'm working with. I didn't go with these because they were a little large. I went with like this, and this one didn't have a whole lot of well, it did have some good big photos, like, the girls, but it didn't have a whole lot of these kind of photos, like those, how like our yearbooks are now, where they're crammed with these kind of photos. This one didn't have that many. So anyway, what I am using is this size right here of the photo, and I think that fits in well with the 2.5 inch cutout. So I went ahead and took 5 of those, since I had 5 cutouts here, and I think I have 3 boys and 2 girls. So we're going to use that this scrap, and we're going to be using some neutral paper. My paper that I'm using today is out of this pad. This is from Hobby Lobby. It's by Kirby Teasdale, and it's the Kirby Teasdale Studio. And I love that. I do like the patterns, but they are a little flimsy, you know, as you can see. But because I'm using this cardstock to back, you know, using it to back the cardstock, it'll be okay. So what I'm going to do is basically just cut. Now, when you are doing yours, obviously, you're going to want to have these sized for your journal that you're using. But in the end, I'm going to show you different ways that you can use these and alter them. Okay, so I'm not going to pull out my cutting tool today. I'm just going to go ahead and try to eyeball this as close as I can. I can always go back at the end and trim up a little bit, as long as I don't get it too, what is the word that I want to use? Guys, I haven't had breakfast or tea this morning, so I'm a little bit, I guess, frazzled. I just want to make sure it's as close to the length as possible, the width as possible. I don't want it to go under the width is, I guess, what I'm trying to say. So we're just going to cut that off. Of course, we're going to have a little bit of scrap there, but do not throw away your scraps. And I'm going to be using some glue today. I don't know if I've ever told you guys which kind of glue I use, but I get my glue from Hobby Lobby. And this one was $4.49, but some of the ones that I have are like $5 something. This to me is like the best glue out there. I know a lot of people like Fabri-Tac and all that kind of stuff. But this one, for as much glue as I go through and use, this one is a big budget saver, a money saver for me, and it works perfectly. When I tell you this thing glues like concrete, it does. I'm not sponsored by these guys, but as much glue as I use, I should be sponsored by them. But this is by Crafter's Pick, and you can find this at Hobby Lobby. It's the ultimate glue. It doesn't warp my pages, doesn't do anything, and it glues, and when it's dry, you can't even tell that you even have glue on there. So anyway, that's my glue of choice. So if you guys are looking for a less expensive version, check them out, but don't go buy it all, because I still need to be able to buy glue too. But anyway, so now we have this here. I'll just leave that on there and cut that off at the end. We are going to grab a pen, and we're going to put this on here. And I didn't tell you guys what these are. I was going to use them as like page, the edge of page tab things, but at the end I'm going to show you, while I was making them this morning, that there are a few other ways that I can tell that you can use them. And on this channel, I do like to make a lot of things that are multifunctional. I don't like to, I do make some that are just, you can use them once for one thing. But because I have ADHD, I like variety a lot. I don't like getting stuck in the same rut all the time. So I think that's probably why I do create a lot of things that I can find alternate ways to use them. Okay, so what you just saw me do is I lined up this cutout, the scrap, and I kind of centered as much as possible. I put a little dot toward the center. That kind of gives me an idea of where my photo needs to go on the background paper. But I'll show you also, if you can, if your photos are small enough to fit within your window, you basically can just kind of line them up like them and glue this before you glue this, if that makes any sense. If your photos are larger, then they might have to be shadowed behind there. But that's why I use this decorative backdrop paper, because obviously our hole is bigger than our photo. So anyway, I'm going to show you that option. I think that is a little bit easier than just, going back and forth trying to make sure everything is lined up. So I do want to make sure my backdrop and my paper is lined up. So anyway, how are you guys today? I cannot believe it is already Friday. The week just goes by so fast. Before I know it, I'll be going back to work, and I don't even want to think about that. But anyway, so we're just going to try to get these as centered as possible in here. And with this glue that I'm using, you don't have very much time to work because it grabs on so fast. It like literally, it is like one of the best, well, from what I've tried. I haven't tried Fabri-Tac. I hear, a lot of people talking about it and how great it is, but I don't have Fabri-Tac money. I do have Fabri-Tac money. I just don't have it to spend on Fabri-Tac, because why when I can find an alternate version? But anyway, let's stop talking about glue. It's the weekend, guys. Y'all got something planned? I hope you guys are making the best out of your summer. It's kind of hard for me to say that I am, because it's so freaking hot down here in Texas. I'm trying to stay in the house as much as possible. Although this weekend, I really do want to try to get up really early and get the girls out, and I want to take them fishing, because it's been hard to take them to the park because it's so hot. And, I don't want to be at the park with them at 6 o'clock in the morning, just girls. I don't know how real safe that is. But anyway, so I want to try to get them like maybe fishing this afternoon. Not this afternoon, but maybe like early Sunday morning. We get up like real early and have like a lunch packed, and, be out, till around noon maybe, and maybe catch something. So what I'm doing, because I don't, it's not all girls or all boys, I'm just kind of alternating them here, and this is going by very quickly. It's a very quick tutorial. And that's another thing. I like to try to make sure I give you guys things that are not going to take too long to do, and that you can do a bunch of in one sitting. Because if you're crunched for time like me, every chance that you sit down and get some crafting done, it really needs to be worth it. Maximize your time. Okay, and then we're going to add this guy here at the top. And we're halfway there already. So then we're just going to lift this up, flip it over, and add some glue around the edges. And in between these little things here. Me and my little one last night, I don't know if any of you out there play video games, but I bought a video game for me and her to play. It's a game that I had played on Steam years ago, and I absolutely loved it. It's called Don't Starve. And so she's got a Nintendo Switch. So I had met up, I was shopping for children's clothes the other day, and I met another mom who homeschools her kids, and we got to talking, and she was almost my mirror image in the fact that she liked the video games that I like, and various other similarities. But anyway, she was telling me that on Nintendo Switch you could get a version of Don't Starve, and I did not know that, because I thought it was only on Steam. I knew it had went to Android because I had bought that, but a few years back, but I didn't really like how it played on the Android phone that I have. So here at this point, now I'm just going to go and clean up. If there's any places that are hanging out, then you can just go ahead and trim those up. But anyway, so me and my daughter, I bought the Don't Starve together because it's a multiplayer. And so we sat down yesterday around 4. I was supposed to upload my Quiet Time Crafting, the episode 7 yesterday, But me and her got to play, and before I knew it, we started around maybe 3:30, 4 o'clock, and before I knew it, it was 11 o'clock. It was bad. Okay, so on this one, I made the little tab here toward the inside. At the end, I'll show you with how it looks with the tab on that side. So what I'm going to do is, so this is now going to be our interior, and this will be our exterior, like toward the edge of the page. So I'm going to go ahead and round these corners over here. See how quick that came together, guys? Like, if you have your images cut out, and if you were with me with Quiet Time Crafting, I asked you to keep your scraps. Usually when I do, when I make projects and I have scraps left over, generally, or when I do like Quiet Time Crafting or my tutorials, I generally come back and give you guys a way to use those things that we make, and a way to, you know, ideas for it. And that was a little bit over, but I don't think that's going to be a problem, because I'm actually, I don't even know why I inked that side, because I'm going to add a quick little lace to it. Well, not lace. I'm going to be using crepe paper today, but of course you can sew lace onto your edges or anything, but for the sake of the video, I am going to make this very quick and simple, because the Quiet Time Crafting was like an hour and 40 minutes or something. So I want to give you guys a really quick video for this one, because I know everybody's time is precious, and I do appreciate you spending yours with me. So guys, if you are here and you are new, please subscribe, hit the notification bell. Of course, leave me a comment, a like, you know, give this video a thumbs up, because I do really work, you know, hard trying to think of and bring you guys things that I don't see other people doing. That's not to say I won't ever like be influenced or have an idea from other people, because sometimes I do, but generally I try to bring things that, you know, I haven't seen, or maybe you guys haven't seen. So give this video a thumbs up, you know, like my channel, you know, subscribe to my channel, because you just never know what I'm gonna bring to this channel. It could be anything, you know, lots of different things that I do on this channel. Okay, so anyway, I just got a line of glue, and I got a piece of paper, a little crepe paper, and I deliberately made it longer, because we're going to scrunch it up into like a ribbon. And this is like the simplest technique to get yourself a ruffled border out there. Like so simple and easy. Okay. Done in less than a minute. So we're going to just tear this edge down here. Let's make sure it's glued on here before we tear it. Doesn't have to be a beautiful tear, because what I'm going to do is kind of just, if you find that I hope I'm in frame. Like I said, I'm not used to my camera being this far down. If you find that this is too long, you can just haphazardly go in, or, you know, find that it's too long for your taste, just go in and cut it down a little bit, and then you can always just kind of crumple it down, you know, to give it some texture, movement, you know, to suit your own tastes and likes. And there it is. So simple and easy. And that's the tutorial, basically, like literally. This is such a quick little project if you already have these made, but if you don't have these made, it only takes a few minutes to make them. And of course you can use the little cutouts for other projects, but just, you know, just cutting a strip of paper. And you can also cut these down thinner if you want it to look more like a photo reel. You can cut those down thinner. You've got options. Okay, so now that we're done with that, all I did was to decorate my other one is I used a little piece of scrap from something that I had. Actually, this scrap is from a tutorial that's coming up. I don't know if I'll get it out this week, but maybe it'll have it out by next next week. I know it'll be out next week, but that's an upcoming tutorial. So basically what I did, so simple and easy, I just took the word seniors. Normally I was doing it down here, but since I've got it going this way, actually I guess I can do it that way. I just wrote the word seniors and put the year 48, since this was from 1948. And I just took my little corner rounder. You can round even little pieces like this. And if you want like a more little round edge, you basically just bringing it in to each corner. And there you go. If it comes out, this one came out a little, just trim it off, ink it up. And also what I had done on the other ones is I took like a little piece of my deli paper that we were using in the one of the last videos, a little technique I showed you guys. I'm just taking a little piece of that I have, and we're gonna, of course, make sure it's scrunched up, and then we're gonna ink it a little bit. Go over it. We need a little bit of ink just to kind of, you know, make it look crunchy. And then we're just going to glue this right in the center of it. This little tag that we made. Just going to glue that down there. And then kind of just scrunch this up. Doesn't have to be any particular way. And then we're just going to glue that down here for decoration. You can add other ribbon down here if you want to. It really is up to you. But anyway, so that's this tutorial. And of course you can use, you know, you can go back with other little lace if you want to jazz it up and do something like that. You know, just do whatever you want to with it. What do we say on this channel? I give you the bones and you provide the meat. Another saying that I usually say on here that my cat doesn't like to hear me say is that there's always more than one way to skin a cat. But anyway, so let me show you the other ones that I did. Now this one, and I'll show you how you can use them different ways. I did these two earlier, basically the same, but on this one, as you can see, I did the orientation differently. Instead of going vertically, I went horizontally. So now this can be used as a pocket. You can cut this down to the size of your journal. We'll just use this journal for giggles. I'm gonna have to see if I can edit that out. But anyway, you can just put that there, cut it down to the size of your journal, and use that as a pocket. You can also, with this one, of course, you can cut that down and use that for a page tab. So when your book closes, you can have a little extra ruffle there. And then you can also kind of glue it on the three sides and turn it into a pocket. You can cut these down to size, like, you know, this way, and you can make tags with them. You can make like little journaling spaces, like individuals. You can make tabs to, you know, just like individual tabs to put on your pages, or you can use it whole, depending on how big your journal is. But anyway, here is the contest that well, not the contest. Why am I saying contest? The little game. Now, this was the first one that I made, and as you can see, there's 4 beautiful ladies and only 1 handsome guy on here. So I want you guys to tell me which one would be his sweetheart. Would it be A, B, C, or D? That's A, B, C, or D. This is the handsome guy, and which of these lovely ladies would be his girl? A, B, C, or D? Comment your answer down below, And if you choose the one that I chose to be his sweetheart, then I'll give you guys a shout out in my next video. I know it's just a little fun something that I wanted to do on the channel. But anyway, since this journal, this is a little bit big for this journal, I'm going to cut this one down and just show you how easy it is to just separate these and make them into something, you know, alter them down to the shape and size that you want for your journal. So you just cut it off where you need it, re-round that edge, and then that is a more manageable size for like a journal like this. I'm not going to add it to this journal because it doesn't really go with the theme, but I'm just looking for a blank page. Well, anyway, it could just go, see now how it would fit more onto this page. I just used the scraps that I had, so I didn't really alter anything or like pick out anything. But if I wanted to, I could add this to this one, and that would be cute as an extra little ruffle on there. But or with this one, if I wanted to add this to a cluster on a page or like a little page, you could just like add this one. Round it up if you wanted to, and I'm not going to do that on that end. And then you could just add that somewhere on a page like that, turn it into a tuck. You know, lots of different things that you can do with this little tutorial. So I appreciate you guys for being here. If you guys make this project and you want to, a new thing that I'm doing on the channel, if you want to send me photos of the projects that you do from my tutorials or from my quiet time crafting, please send those images to my email at thepaperliononline@gmail.com, and I'll share those with my Facebook group that I have. I have on Facebook, The Paper Lion. And if you guys want to join the Facebook, if you're on Facebook, then you can do that as well. But anyway, I appreciate you guys for being here. This is our tutorial for today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!